There are over 70,000 business coaches in the United States, but only 29% make over $100,000. I think this is a branding issue. So what I'm going to show you today is how to build a quick brand for a business coach using AI. I'm Mark DeGrasse, founder of AI Branding Academy. And what we do here is help you define your business in a way that makes AI 1,000 times more useful, helps you focus on what your brand really means, and helps you scale by using these elements to create content using AI. So today we're going to talk about a business coach. I have just a little bit of information about the brand we're going to build. We're going to use something we call the Brand Pillar Creator GPT, which is going to give us 9 basic elements for the business. That's going to make it a lot easier to manage. All right, so here's the core information we have for the brand in question. Her name is Riley Monroe. She's a business coach out of Denver, Colorado that focuses on small business growth and mindset coaching for service-based entrepreneurs. I have a little bio here, probably something that basically any business coach might have, and we're going to use this information and a tool we call the Brand Pillar Creator to create her brand pillars. These brand pillars are going to make everything a lot more defined and hopefully help her target a lot better in order to get more traffic for her business. Now, I'm going to fly through these, but this process should take you probably between like 10 and 30 minutes. If you use one of our AI branding partners, there's a much more intensive process, and it usually takes between like an hour and a half to 6 hours to get this done. But I'm going to fly through this just to show you what it entails and give you some tips to help you fill it out yourself. You're going to start by clicking I need my brand pillars. And what is the name of your brand? Now, the name of your brand, of course, if you're, coach, it's going to be your coaching name, but it could be a lot more, descriptive than that. So instead of Riley Monroe, we'll find out what it creates. These basic questions kind of get started. All right, what industry is your brand in? Again, be a little bit more descriptive with your industry. I don't want to just say business coaching. I want to give just some of the details for specifically what type of business coaching I do. So in this case, we have small business growth and mindset coaching for service-based entrepreneurs. A lot more specific, but just gives it enough information to start generating something more useful. What do you sell? Here, I would do your top selling product. Don't do the thing you're planning on launching next year or, just a list of your products. I want to know exactly what makes you money. 80-20 rule usually applies. So it's going to be 20% of your services generating 80% of your business. Just talk about that. It doesn't care that you have lots of big plans. Just do the thing that sells, and the branding is going to be a lot more efficient. So in this case, we're going to say comprehensive business assessment package and an annual coaching package for founders. And if you have product pages or a tear sheet or any kind of, more descriptive, go and load that in. The more information you give it, the better. All right, please provide any additional details. If you have a website, put that there. If you have a LinkedIn profile, that works too. In this case, I do have a little bio. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that so I don't muddy the waters with more information. But, go crazy. Load everything you want. Now, this question is the brand types. We basically created the top 12 types of brand that are successful in the world today, and they all fit into these 12 categories. If you don't know what these are, just ask the system. It'll tell you. It'll also give you examples of other brands that fit these. So just use what feels best, but try to select one. The more you niche, the better. And if you try to mix like, oh, I'm visionary, I'm eco-conscious, and I'm friendly, it's going to make the answers worse. You want cohesiveness, so stick with one if you can. In this case, I'm going to go visionary. Because, let's say that Ms. Monroe wants to work with, visionary brands. And so we're going to focus on that. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual options. Now, in this case, your brand name isn't just your brand name. It's not, here's my title. You want to add something to it. This is going to enhance your SEO and your AISO. So coaching works, collective works, and also you need all of these variations. You don't just want one because, depending on the setting or the media you're creating, you might want to use a nickname, you might want to use a trade name, you might want to use an abbreviation, and you have to set these things in place. Otherwise, you'll use it differently every time, which is, again, bad branding because of brand or bad consistency. I like this one, the Riley Monroe method. I think it sounds neat. And there's also the Monroe Institute. So, you should actually get confused with something that's a lot larger than your brand. Not necessarily a bad thing. So I'm going to go with the Riley Monroe method. Trim, that's kind of cool. RMM is the short acronym. The method, not very descriptive. Probably want to change that. And finally, trade name is just her name, which is fine too. So I'm going to go with option two. And again, the options are just suggestions. You could, have it give you 100 if you want. Just do whatever feels natural. Okay, a summary. Summary is like your pitch, your elevator pitch. So it should sound impressive. If it doesn't sound impressive, you need to rewrite it. And this is something that you'll probably want to memorize and you'll want your employees to memorize as well. So at the heart of the Riley Monroe method is the belief that smart strategy and soul-centered leadership can coexist. Designed for women ready to step into their next level business, the brand delivers coaching that's comprehensive, clear-cut, and built to spark transformation. That sounds awesome. So I'm going to go with two. All right, let's keep going down the list. Locked in. Okay, brand vision. Brand vision is super important. This is what's going to motivate your employees. It's going to keep you motivated, and it's going to make a lot of strategic decisions obvious. Because once you define what this is, everything you do should focus on it. So in this case, we have to empower 10,000 entrepreneurs by 2030 to scale service-based businesses with ease, clarity, and confidence without sacrificing their well-being or values. That says a lot. To help 5,000 women-owned businesses triple their revenue and claim 20 plus hours a month by 2028, proving that scaling sustainably isn't just possible, it's the new standard. And again, these things, the 5,000 women, triple their revenue, reclaim 20 hours, that is very specific goal, but it's also ambitious and it's big enough to fit other people's goals like your employees inside it. It is also going to provide you with a lot of strategic advice moving forward. So I'm going to go with option three. Now, if you don't see it, or if you want to change the numbers, just say, I want to change the number from 5,000 to 500. Be realistic, but still ambitious. All right, brand slogan. Brand slogan should make up the difference between what your brand name says about you and what you actually do. Also, ideally, it enhances some kind of SEO or AISO by including a keyword phrase. Don't go with this. This is what everybody does. Systems, mindset, CEO magic. Be clever, or just be descriptive. Where visionary women become limitless leaders. That says a lot. These two do not. And again, if you like one, but want more options, just ask for more options. I like three, but give me 10 options. That's totally, doable and something that this system does very well. All right, core brand values. Core brand values are themed. They're themed on purpose because it makes them more memorable and makes them more effective because they reflect each other. In this case, we have growth centric, customer centric, and hybrid. Let's see what customer centric, which is really what I picture for this business. Client first transformation, clarity before hustle, personalized progress, integrity driven results, compassion, accountability. If you want to envision this as a carousel on a social media platform, that's a good way to do it. Because it makes sense. It goes together and it should be inspiring. This is something that you're going to put on your wall, that you're going to tell your employees, add to your onboarding process. Very important. Core brand offer. What do you sell? Your brand summary should say about the organization. What your core brand offer is about the product. What are you actually selling? High touch coaching experience combining strategic business systems with mindset mastery to help women entrepreneurs scale confidently and sustainably. A transformative business coaching method that equips service-based founders with clarity, structure, and support they need to break income ceilings and reclaim their time. A holistic growth framework designed to turn overwhelmed entrepreneurs into visionary CEOs through personalized strategy, systems design, and mindset elevation. I like number three. But again, going with your gut is actually a good thing. Unless you hate them all, then go ahead and ask for more options. Brand voice. Again, brand voice is going to be much more comprehensive than this, but this is a start. And that's really what this tool is intended for. Warm authority, empowering real talk, and visionary mentor. Again, should reflect you. So even though you might think like, oh, people love this, but you actually feel like you do this better, go with the one you do better. You're going to be much more likely to execute it. I'm just going to go with one, move this process forward. All right, brand avatar. Brand avatar is what you want your employees to think of when they're making decisions for the business, whether it's design decisions, strategic decisions, or just operations. You want to make sure that they're thinking of this avatar. If it's a person, like in this case, we have the entrepreneur, Miss Monroe, that's your avatar. So this should describe her. Ideally. So whatever it is, but you could have, again, a virtual influencer, you could have a cultural icon. There's a bunch of different methods of creating a brand avatar. You think of it as like your mascot for your business. In this case, it's the person. So we're going to go with option one. All right, customer avatar again is your target market, but it's more than just a simple set of demographics. Demographics are hard to write ads for, or write any kind of copy or customer service policies. So we want to have a person in mind. In this case, you have three options. You have Samantha, the scaling designer. Again, your ideal client, not who you can serve, or ideally, oh, this is the biggest markets, I'll make the most money. Your perfect person to serve, the one you enjoy serving, that is easy to pay, and that will stay with you forever and send you referrals. That's your ideal person. Describe that person, name that person, and then now you have all the information you need to drive decisions. And a lot of times you're just going to put this into AI. It's going to come up with the perfect answer for targeting this person. So it's very important that you get this correct. And here you have, again, some demographics, but you also have values, you have interest, lifestyle, personality, challenges, goals, transformation, and emotional outcome. These are all bigger aspects that are going to help you, make real decisions in regards to your marketing. I'm going to go with one because I like how descriptive it is. And voila, we're done. We've done our brand pillars. Now, again, you might think like, what am I going to use these for? You're going to use these for everything. You're just going to load them into your AI systems, your GPTs, your gems, whatever you're using. You want the AI that's creating or doing something for you to, include everything. Now, this is an aspect of, probably OpenAI, but it abbreviated the answers when it gave me the result. I want to make sure it doesn't do that. So I'm going to say recreate the table and include the full answers from the chat, no abbreviations or changes. And that's how, just know that when you get to like the summarization of whatever you've been working on, it will skimp on the information because it's cheaper for AI to do that. But here we have the final, and there's a link to our course where you can actually learn how to do this officially. And get individual GPTs for each section. A lot more goes into this than what I just showed. But if you want to, you can copy and paste the answer into this workbook, which I'll attach as well, along with this GPT, and you'll be good to go. All right, so there you have it. Quick and dirty. We're making these brands really quickly, but it's supposed to help you figure out how you should be creating your brand pillars and why you're creating them. So in this case, we used a business coach. We're going to be generating a lot of these, so check back for your industry if we haven't covered it yet, and get your brand pillars done. These are extremely useful. There is a lot more that go into the professional version of these, but honestly, this is better than what 95% of businesses have. So generate yours and start using it to drive your AI projects today.